Alright, so I intend to do a writing test with some of the most flexible pens that I have gathered as of yet across brands. I have an example from Waterman's, example from Wall Eversharp, from Schaefer, and from maybe Todd today. All four of them are rather exceptional pens that could be the pinnacle of anybody's collection. Actually, I have two from Wall, I guess. So yeah, I'm a big enthusiast of flex writing with fountain pens, and so I have collected quite a few what some would call wet noodles. Not all of them, I guess, are. There's a debate to be had with every pen that one person will call a wet noodle and one will not. But anyway, I figured it would be cool to show some of the flexiest pens that I have. So I have here a large blank piece of Rhodia dot pad that we will be using in my rather poorly lit family room, but that's where I happen to be sitting, and this isn't a very serious video. All of these pens will probably be for sale at some point on my eBay channel. Maybe not immediately, some of them maybe not even that soon, but at some point they will all be for sale. Let's see, so let's start with the Walls. First one I have is a Wall Eversharp Skyline. This is a smaller Skyline. I'm not sure if they're called juniors or what. This one I got from Greg Manuskin. This is actually a nib that he ground to be extra flexible, which he does very well. It is rather soft, rather flexible. It's very, very fine point, needle point he calls it. This pen will write about 1.75 millimeters or so, but it's very soft, and it's needle point. It has a little ink window there, a visualated section. Really nice writer. So to start off, we'll do that. I'll give a little example here. This pen has a Rohr and Klinger Alt Goldgrün in it. Right. These pens were made, I believe this one was made in the 40s. Really nice pen. Alright, there's the first one. Now, kind of sticking with the Wall Eversharp theme, the next one I'd like to demonstrate is an earlier Wall pen. This one's called a 73. This pen has a number 3 size nib on it, which is a little bit longer tine set up. You can't with the crappy light out here. I'm not sure that you're gonna be able to see the 73 on it. No, you can't. But it does say 73 on the nib. This one has a number 3 size nib, like I said, or on the end of the barrel. So it has a number 3 size nib, like I said. Hands down, one of my favorite flex pens. This is a really nice writer. fine point regular writer. It's a little bit on the stiffer side, but because it's long tines, you know, the size 3 nib, it really has some pretty good line variation. This pen will write 2 millimeters plus if you put a little bit of pressure on it. Very nice writing pen though. Let's see what I can do here, give you a little demonstration. Alright, this pen has Iroshizuku Shinkai in it. Definitely one of my favorite flex pens. Alright, next up I would like to do this is a Maybe Todd Swan SF2. Has a number two sized Maybe Todd Artist Flex nib. The nibs on these are pretty cool looking. They're a little bit kind of like a long tine number 2 size nib, which is not all that common, I would say. Let's see, they're more triangular in shape, I guess you would say. The exposed part of the nib is mostly, you know, triangular cut tine. The straight part of the nib is only maybe 4 millimeters or so. You can pick these pens out kind of easy on eBay. They have a definitive shape to them, and they're very flexible. And I like the SF2 because it's a full-size pen. It's very similar in size to the Waterman 52, and they're rather cheap on there. Sometimes you find you'll end up with one that's not so flexible, but every once in a while you get a really nice one, and this one is definitely very flexible. Let's see what I can get here with the Swan. This one I believe also has Shinkai, and sorry I didn't change up the ink so well. Alright. This one is a fine to triple broad, easily 2 millimeters plus. I think most people would call this a wet noodle. This nib is very soft, very, very nice to write with. Really nice writer. This one particularly has gold trim. It has a swan clip on it, which I really like. It's a little bit browned, but not bad. The chasing is still very good. It's got the gold trim. Really nice pen. Alright, next one, again, switching brands, is not so popular in terms of flex. This is a old Schaefer. It's a black chased ebonite pen. I don't know that they have a name for these pens. If they do, I'm not aware of it, but this pen is really cool. It's definitely a rare specimen. You don't see a lot of these old chase hard rubber Schaefer's pens, especially not with nibs as flexible as this one. This pen is an extremely soft nib on it. Fine to 1.8 millimeters or so. It would write more than that, but the feed doesn't really keep up. The limiting factor on this pen is definitely the feed, but it's definitely one of my favorite pens. It's very nice chasing on the cap. This pen is still dark black. It's a really nice one. Definitely one of my favorite flex pens to write with. It is a little bit on the shorter side, but not. It's about the size of a Waterman's 52V. This is a Schaefer number 2, they call it. Again, another pretty long tine nib, especially for a size 2 nib. Alright, let's see what we can do here. This one has Iroshizuku Fuyusyogon in it. Another thing about this nib is it is an awesome no flex writer, and it's soft enough that without trying you will get a little bit of flair to your writing. And if you don't, just a little bit extra pressure. I like this ink too. It's good for it's like a dark gray, and it's good for nice shading. Alright, the final pen that I have chosen to display is a very popular brand. This one's a Waterman's 12. I have a number of Waterman's flex pens at this point. This one is the most flexible that I have. This pen is a smooth, hard rubber, smooth ebonite with the silver here, pocket clip, nickel trim, pocket clip. It's a push fit cap. This pen is in really good shape. It's pretty dark, slightly faded, but good chasing, pretty dark. The nib on this pen is absolutely spectacular. It's like none I've used. It's incredibly soft. You can barely write with the pen without flexing with it. What's awesome about it is it looks like any other number 2 Waterman's nib. This nib is not cut. It's a full-size Waterman's nib, and it is ridiculously soft. It's really cool to write with. This pen will write 3 millimeters if you really push it. I do not do that with it, but it will do it. It has no problem writing 2.5. Good old 12 at work. Again, Rohr and Klingereld Goldgrün. And this pen is unbelievably flexible. It's very difficult to write with it without flexing. That right there is just retarded. I mean, those are, these dots are 5 millimeters apart, and it just drops like, that's not pushing very hard. Those are at least 2 millimeters alone. It literally is like a paintbrush. You can tell it's metal, obviously, but it's the same as writing with a paintbrush. It's really cool. I love this pen. Love my 12. Anyway, those are a few of the most flexy pens that I have in my collection. Thank you for watching. Like I said, many of these will be for sale on my YouTube or my eBay channel account soon. So keep an eye out for them. I have a lot of other flex pens too that are right in the same ballpark. It was very difficult to choose even these 5. So again, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.